Cue the chaos. Theorycraft Online shields up, snacks ready. Welcome aboard the Cottontail 86 stream, live on Twitch, simulcasting to Kick and YouTube. Catch the VODs later, but for now, stay for the ride. War trails burning through the midnight blue. Fleet alarm screaming while the chat cuts through. One eye on the refinery, one eye on the raid, laughing through the madness that the galaxy made.
Who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the guy's name.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
Now, wait a minute.
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's his name.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
That's it.
Loop drops glittering in the neon haze. Every new surprise just lights up the page. Twitch in the front row, kicking the mix. YouTube holding the replay for the later fix. Whatever the game, we're ready to explore. From Starfield skies to the channel Discord. Roar, the groupies growing every night we collide. Cottontail 86 with the hyperspace ride. Countdown running, engines hum.
Howdy 50.
Here we come. Mic check, lights up, let the music roll. One more step and we launch full throttle. To boldly claw where the grinders won't go. Dark blue lights and the neon glow. Theory craft loud while the warp core spin. Raise those shields. Let the chaos begin. Cottontail 86 taking over the night. Purple in the stars of the Zion lights. Laugh, rage, wheel spins. Community strong. Rage crew ready. Now crank this song. Hey, spin that wheel. Hey, make that deal. Hey, fleet up, punch in. Let's ride. Warp speed, no brakes. Brick plate, high stakes. Rich crew, standing side by side. Hey, clip that win. YouTube's waiting for the call. Bundles to claim and a dozen tabs deep. Chat moving faster than a furring you can cheat. Somebody yelling, hit the refinery. While Cotton's theory crafting perfect strategy. Tangy is screaming, alerts collide. Stream a bot barely keeping the systems alive. But somehow the chaos turns perfectly clean like a starship dancing through a battle scene. Buttons get mashed and the scoreboard shakes. Every little moment turning into break. Community rolling with the jokes and the lore. New faces welcome through the hangar door. The lag gets heavy, we keep moving on. If the match runs long, then the anthem stays strong. No matter the mission, no matter the star. Cottontail 86 takes it just a little farther. So if you're arriving from the raid tonight or finding the stream in the search bar light, Twitch for the live, Kick for the thrill, YouTube for the voice. When the night grows still, keep your seatbelt tight and your volume high. We're flying through the static, through the pixel sky. One chip, one chat, one electric spark, lighting up the void from the intro mark. Deep breath in. Hold that flame. Hey. Chat tight fast. Say the name. Cottontail 86 front and center. Press start now. Welcome to the adventure. To boldly claw where the grinders won't go. Rabbit on the captain's chair, running the show. Community strong and the energy bright. Cottontail 86 going live tonight. Dark blue thunder and the purple skies. Science box reflected in everybody's eyes. From fleet command to marbles rolling along. Bridge crew ready. Now sing this song. Stay tuned for the chaos. Stay tuned for the lore. One more lap around the station before we explore. If you missed the beginning, don't worry, you'll see. The replay lives on YouTube and the lives on Twitch. And kick with me. Stream is live. Engage. Welcome to Hyperspace Arcade.
Howdy, howdy. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I always got to look at the day because I'm like, it's not already Thursday, is it? Got the mission key collected. Make sure to get yours done if you have not done it yet this evening. Great timing with that lady command. Welcome on in. Bye. Not quite first. You didn't beat 50 in tonight. You got the actual first redeem. I thought about putting a second in, but I don't know enough of a enough meaty one. You're still second with that too. 50 was on top of it. Yeah, he played his 4 minutes ago. Yeah, he was on top of it. I don't even think I had gotten the alert on my phone yet by the time he had that going. Some days I question if he's already sitting in chat, ready to roll. Which I have definitely done that before. You know, I ran an outpost. I didn't even realize that we had an outpost battle pass going today. I ran an outpost last night. I could have just waited. Literally just walked in from having a cigar. The schedules are synced. Gotta put gas in car. All right. We got domination. Domination and domination. Ship XP. So I just need to spend like 300k of ship XP on something. I'm starting to run out of ships that need XP. Oh no, I'm not. I forgot that I had some G5s built that I haven't done anything with. I have a jellyfish just for this event. We're gonna be starting that every day or every other day the past couple of weeks. Speed through. For the domination? Or just everybody pushing for advancing ops? I have a feeling that the requirement that we have this month to be 61 to engage in the content, I think that's going to be walked back a little bit. I think that's going to get walked back a little bit. Or I think they are going to end up finding a way to at least integrate mid-ops into it somehow. Something's up with the game. I keep getting the can't log in message, so I'm going to have to restart again. I had that happen when I was trying to start my 34 account after doing the update this morning. I don't know if it was the community mod update. I don't know if it was the community mod update or if it was one of the other things. If you run the community mod has a bug even if you don't update it. That's the direct link to download the, actually, I should...
From a place that's close to none, Cottontail takes no orders from anyone. Not the Federation, not the Klingons, not the Romulans.
I'll pin that.
He just happens to have a fleet of ships that can take on any of them. Maya. With a set of protocols and subroutines to serve the commander of this fleet. Maya is the name of the ship's computer. She is the ultimate machine. It's the final frontier. With the wind at our ear, it's time to leave this atmosphere. Oh, it's the final frontier. It's the final frontier.
But yeah, that fixes the weird crashing thing.
It's time to leave this atmosphere. Oh, it's the final frontier.
This version also has the transition imaging and branding stuff. If you want to turn that off,
There's no federation, no other nations that can match the fleet that is under his command. That is under his command in any operation. His reputation is something that you can
it's a mod.
count on. Count on. Cottontail.
Oh, what is that, dev? Oh geez. Config? Oh gosh, I can't remember what that command was now. Ooh, that must not be in streamer bot. Tommel. Man, I wouldn't have guessed that one. Hi, Misa. Oh, where
That's
do we
right.
create that? Go on, True Green Tea. How you doing tonight? Just in time for the head polish. That would be hilarious to have like a little bit of a like a little bit of a glow added like every time that gets ran over the night. Like just increase the shininess of the top of the head by 1% every time.
Do you want to change the world?
All right, that is done. So now we have Tommel. Oh geez, I multiplied that too many times again. Can't get it on PC or Android? That's really fucked. Yeah, you get free time tonight. Hello, Tepesh. Welcome in. Chicken banana. Oh, they have that in stream stickers? I don't even remember. Yeah, it's really weird that the Android would be kicking you out too. I know that I've definitely encountered things where, like, if something weird happens with the account, like, it seems like you just gotta wait a few minutes. Like, there's a, like a session authentication got initiated but didn't complete and it needs to, like, time out. It's hard to guess, like, what all the little things are sometimes, but that's been my best interpretation. And I feel like the game's been running a little bit smoother today too. Like, I know that there's supposed to be some changes in some of the single claim bundles or something. I mean, the biggest one that, you know, like, seems to make a big difference is like these PvE chest ones. I know over the last couple of weeks, anytime that I was opening more than like 200 of these things, I'd start getting the yellow Wi-Fi signal.
That's not possible.
Oh, that's still happening then.
I think you can do it.
Have I gotten to play a total of 10 minutes today? I mean, that's probably all I've gotten to do. Because, I mean, all I've done today is reset miners, like, 4 times. I played on my other account a little bit more. Especially since Scopely has a very much not robust account system. Considering you can link multiple Scopely accounts to one game account and there's no actual account management interface. Yeah, it gets kind of weird because even like going into their web store, sometimes my accounts sign into each other. So I'll be signing into my level 72 account, but it'll pull up the web store for the level 29 account, and I will be able to make the purchase for the level 29 account. And then it doesn't really catch that there's an error until I go to sign out, because then there's like a token mismatch that happens at that point. Great tea. Thank you for the 40 stream streak. Holy.
Mayor's busy searching systems for the heartless villains. Got to hurry.
That's crazy. I do not have any streaks that are that high currently, I can tell you that. I have had all mine break. I've had so many problems over the last week with I think I lost all my stream streaks this past week. Like, I even went to try to, you know, watch the clips and the VODs, and there were a couple of them that didn't even, like, recognize that. It was weird. But, I mean, I think the biggest streak that I had was, like, 24. Had a ton break before it isn't even the highest. Yeah, I think if there wouldn't have been anything that glitched, I'd probably be sitting. I bet it'd probably be close to 60 with Samo, because I don't think I usually miss any of her streams at all, but occasionally I do, because there are times where I have a longer stream and she's streaming at the same time, and I just don't really watch other things that go on when I'm on stream. Like, I don't pay attention to Discord. I don't pay attention to basically anything but like the stream and the chat. At least on purpose. Every once in a while, I'll peek over at the active tabs just to make sure that, you know, like, it doesn't raid out to somebody else. Liquor store moved. That's a problem you definitely have to figure out. Another fun thing I did was had a 20-person alliance, and all 20 people were on a different server. The alliance roster listed them all, even though none of them were on the same server. That's weird. Looks like they're having issues. Oh no. The liquor store turned into a community center. That's very interesting. I feel like the opposite would be more likely to happen here. All right, let's go do challenge track. Well, let's see. Interstellar Dominance. I believe today was ship day. Yes, today's ship day. Let's see if Excelsior can get some upgrades before we send that out to do V'ger fighters. Because I wouldn't mind an upgrade. Ooh, I can possibly squeeze 2. I already did shield, so I'll do weapons. Do the big gun. That should always make a big difference on the combat. And then day is Gorn Day. Okay, make the vengeance happy. Send that out. I still need to get set up with a crew for the Excelsior that doesn't steal from the vengeance. I got so used to sending Eurydice out on away teams assignments that she's rarely back at base these days. So normally this is Suitor. I didn't see what I had on the... Alright, Seska and Suitor are out there. So I think I did... Oh, what did I do last night? What I did last night ended up being not bad. It's not going to show. I've had more than 300 hostiles. I think I went with the Moreau, but I didn't know if that ended up right. Okay, Neelix is on Vengeance. On where it moved, Booze awaits. Nice job. Yeah, I don't know. If the liquor store in my town moved, I would have to I'd have to do some searching as well.
Who the hell are you?
Otherwise I'd have to go to the next town over. I think that'd be the next closest one.
You must be the other guy.
Like an extra mile away or whatever, but
The Cottontail.
I'll drive a mile for booze. Yeah, update on Microscape, going through the levels on fire making, ran out of willow trees. So I'm one level away from being able to move to the next.
$50 tech asked me. Liquor, I don't even know her. Ha, fucking classic. Liquor, I don't even know her. That joke's so old, it probably needs a damn transporter upgrade. Now get back in formation, crew. If the booze moved, we adapt and raid the next location like proper chaotic goblins.
Is that the new thing? Like, she's just calling us goblins?
But you'll see that the credit exchange, once we finish the other tasks here.
Chaos copies.
Let's do this real quick. I know! I got a good task, didn't I, Elodie? Been the minimum here. Alright, so I can go to the credit exchange right here. As you can see, I'm getting 39 of these currently. 39 times 62 is not that 2K amount.
It's not.
Okay, that is 2,418.
Yeah, the RNG.
Right there. So we're just shy by about 200, I believe. Let's go and look at it again real quick. Just shy about 312, right? Easily enough done. So we'll come back to our faction store here. With our Majoran, we actually have uncommon.
It's always interesting to see those come.
When the day is long and I feel I can't go on with you, I see
How's it going tonight, Mufasa?
in the dark, in the dark. We are a border star.
It actually took pretty decent timing this time. So I got Marble Racing Manager going on in the background here. I went over it a little bit one of the days, but it's basically kind of another idle game that lives in the background. It's created by the same developer that did Marbles on Stream. So it's like adjacent. Welcome for the follow, Woody. Just trying to make it through the day. That sounds a little rough, but hopefully it's succeeding. So this is Marble Racing Manager. This lives out in the web browser, very much like Microscape does. And the thing about this is it's just running fake marble races in the background. And there's two different streaker.
Thank you for the stream. I just wanna thank you for the stream.
Avert your eyes at the streaker. Don't lurk, Margaret. I don't know if that's an old school reference or if that has to do with some football movie. It's always so hard to say. Welcome in, Steve Poole. How you doing tonight? But there's basically two different modes in Marble Racing Manager. There is a live mode, which is where you're racing with a streamer, and then there's a global mode where you have these trays of marbles and these are racing against other marbles. Doing good, just chilling. Ray Stevens. Ooh, that one does not ring a bell. Ethel, I was thinking of his other song. It's Me Again, Margaret. That's one of those artists where you know them, but you might not know their name. Like, you know their songs. Yeah, it would have been Ethel that had to avert their eyes. It sounds like one of those things, like you hear it, you know it. Yeah, it's just a little game that sits in the background and you just complete on the leaderboard. Trying to get the top spot at the end of the week. Everything resets at Sundays in the evening. Gets to be a little fun. Whole economy in it too. There's crafting in the marketplace and stuff, so it gets to be fun and engaging. And it's kind of cool too because Pixel by Pixel Studios uses it to kind of sketch out some rough concepts to actually implement into Marbles on Stream. So I don't know if it's more of a engagement test or more of a like proof of concept for some like napkin designed like mechanics or something. But he's been discussing a lot about he uses it to flesh out some ideas for Marbles on Stream because It's smaller and it's more compact, and it lives in like in a much shorter life cycle. So he can make changes to that on the fly without having any kind of weird impact. And I think some of it has to do more with like the marketplace and possibly the streamer side of things. But it's been really, really cool. This game has been going for 9 months, roughly. But yeah, it's something I've been kind of playing on the side too for that 9 months. It scratches the similar itch that Microscape does. All right, 2 more fighters and 1 more Gorn. When I get done with these attacks, I look at the health that's left on my vengeance, and I'm like, you know, I'd be willing to bet that Warzone could send his relativity up to this system, well, it's the 71 system, and attack them. Chad!
New folks rolling in, whole squad insane. Pulled up to the bunny domain. Let's go! Welcome to the burrow, welcome to the show. Cottontails live, let the good vibes flow. Ready to train crazy, watch the numbers grow. Drop your emotes, let the whole chat know. Welcome Raiders, hey.
Welcome in, Raiders. Conception going on.
Following Fable DOS, we have a second DOS.
Well, this is a very recent clip.
And also thanks for lurking. Lurk Lives Matter.
Was that last night, or was it a couple nights ago? I think that was last night.
Man, that was a tough fight, but we got it.
Or no, that would have been Tuesday night, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, because I wouldn't have been able to watch into Star Citizen. That would have been streaming if it was last night. How'd your stream end up? It was in the midst of chaos when I had to leave. Yeah, it's been a pretty damn good day. I think yours probably looked pretty decent too, the way it was going. Yeah, anytime you can set some of those records. How high did you, I shouldn't say how high. How many different songs did you get to hear? I think that's the better measure. Or has it been, did the hype train just end? Like, has it been the hostage train for the last hour? Skipped a lot of levels.
That is dangerous.
Level 12, okay.
I mean, we could make it a point for you. We could make it Doss's new walk-on.
Ooh, that's
This
That's
is the
tempting. Because he doesn't like the Thigh Master thing very much. Guys, we've got about
no.
20 seconds left.
Was
40
that the
seconds
origin
left.
of the
That 40
of
seconds
the
left. 425
steamed
bits
crab
or one
thing?
Sub. That is two and a quarter plays of crabs or one sub. Let's get.
Yeah. Yeah, 100 subs does it. Yeah, no, it's epic. I mean, setting records is always an amazing thing. It kind of gets, I don't know. I feel weird about it though because it's like when it gets set, then it's like, okay, the bar's a little higher, and then it's like, okay, the bar's a little higher, and then it kind of gets out of hand at a certain point. Got some Jamesons and some Jose Cuervo margarita and watermelon. And some Jacqueline's brandy. I'm not familiar with the brandy. But I have, actually Jameson's is what I go to for like my regular sipping whiskey. And then I go for some like trashy Windsor for mixing whiskey. Not meant to break records every day, but man, it does feel good when you do. Yeah. No, I definitely get that. It gets kind of funny though because it's almost embarrassing sometimes to have a tray. No, like one of the couple of my favorite streamers that I like to watch, like I don't know how much of it's like bit and gimmick, but they they always try to fight against the hostage or the hype trains of everything. Like I said, I don't know if it's hype or gimmick that they do, but it's kind of like, oh, it's a lot of fun to torment them in a different way because of that. I have a bunch of 30-year-old wild turkey, 50-year-old illegal Russian vodka, and 80-year-old Jim Beam at home. Damn. I've got a decent collection of things, but a lot of it's stuff that I inherit that other people don't want. Because I'll drink pretty much anything. But like my three most common things that I go through is Windsor. I do E&J, brandy, and Jameson. Hey, Alderos. Doing pretty good. How are you? Chad. They're giving his stepdad his Christmas gifts, but he doesn't drink. Okay, so you inherited them like the same way I got a lot of my stuff too then. You got back in without Zoom. Did you update to the latest Community Mod 50? Illegal banana liquor. You keep on putting the illegal word in there. When you're saying illegal, are you saying homemade? No, it wouldn't necessarily be homemade. It would have been without import tax or duties or whatever. Some of it isn't really that bad in price. Yeah, a combination of both. I've had a lot of homemade stuff. Homemade isn't inherently illegal. Can't be imported anymore. Yeah, that would make a difference then. So it's not necessarily illegal, just can't get it anymore. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how that goes. Oh, they are starting to link content creator videos. Interesting. Hi, Jen Switch. Doing well today. How are you doing? I'm Canadian, so I only have like offhand knowledge of your laws. Well, the laws around. See, that gets kind of interesting, Chad, because a lot of those laws can vary so much from state to state, and even within individual municipalities. So, like, it's hard to state a lot of things with authority when it comes to what the laws are with those things. Russian vodka, looked it up, it breaks the limits on proof. It's like moonshine. That's great. Great, thanks for asking. Good to hear that. Yeah, it gets to be really cool with the like have people that make their own moonshine and stuff, and some of that stuff gets to be really high proof to the point where they're like when they actually can it, they need to use distilled water with it to get it down to drinkable again. But the I think the coolest moonshine that I've ever had was made with wild rice. It was supposed to be relinquished, but my stepdad had no idea because he doesn't drink. Gave them to me not knowing. Gonna drink 2, save 2 for kiddos. Might as well. I would have never thought that it would have had to be relinquished. That's extremely interesting. Because, like, there wouldn't have been... I guess that kind of gets a little weird. I like grain. It's good with iced tea. Yeah. I'm on the Russian vodka diet, and I've already lost a few days. I've lost a few days to vodka myself. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of time lost to vodka. I think today was a Breen day, right? Yeah, cold directive. Yeah, that gets to be really interesting for all the different varieties of the stuff, though. Wanted to get Happy Face Kamikaze. They didn't have any Kamikaze. What crew do I use for the Breens? That varies a little bit depending on the level of the vengeance. It's kind of like one of those things that, like, starting with like Chang, Seska Suitor is kind of like a decent area. They've got some special combat stuff. I think it's mainly like Apex though. Well, 100% of the damage goes to the shields. Yeah, Apex Barrier. So, I mean, anything that helps push down more Apex Shred is not harmful. I don't know what the chip ability does. This one does shield bypass with 100%. So that gets rid of the shield ability. So all it is the apex. The apex barrier is the only real obstacle with these. So I could work something in with, you know, maybe trying like an S&W with Section 31 Jojo, but I've found that Janeway Seska Suitor worked pretty dang well with it. And I'm playing around with, I've got Chang Seska Suitor right now. Kind of just testing the waters with some different stuff. So done with the glass packs. I don't know for sure what you mean by glass packs, but my immediate thought is about truck mufflers. Like cherry bombs and stuff. Okay. Well, I was thinking with the liquor store stuff, like I was thinking maybe like a 6-pack of like what was that stuff? Like Mike's type of thing almost too. Like I didn't know if something like that could be considered called like a glass pack. But yeah, cherry bombs. I was the teenager that had those. I shouldn't even say teenager. That was well into my 20s. They weren't, I didn't run glass pack. You know, they weren't cherry bombs. It was actually like a decent MagnaFlow system, but it was still the water exhaust. I thought about getting him for the truck that I have now too, but I feel like I'm getting too old for that. I feel like Chang's performing about the same as Janeway. When I did it last time, I was using, might have been using 1 of 11 for Captain. But I think it's one of those things that, you know, with the shield bypass on them, it's kind of, one of those things where it's worthwhile to get all the damage down that you can. Is that done? That event is done. I accidentally finished the Infinite Diversity event already. Like, I didn't realize that they had the levels requirements for this event set so low. But I couldn't even believe it. Like, I logged into the game and I hit the help buttons by natural instinct. I didn't even try to do it. And I had the frame unlocked, and then I went in to reset my miners a 3rd time today, and then all of a sudden I had the avatar in the in the title, and I was like, I never remember hitting the help button at all, but because it's just such a natural instinct. But it's kind of a neat frame. Which one was it? There's a lot of colorful ones. That one? That's the one. Well, I'd have to find the right avatar to mix with it, but again, I'm not a big cosmetics person, though. Sound like the muffler's shattering apart. Just deafened, yeah.
Hello there.
Can't join armadas because it's saying you can't launch your ship. That's amazing. Oh, it's just lagging? I'm probably going to experience that in a little bit here. Thanks for the follow, Gen Switch. You're home now, finally? Congratulations, Omega. Did they got the, like your pill regimen and everything set for you pretty well, or is that still a little flexible for you? I'm glad they were able to get everything stabilized for you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to give you advice, but I wouldn't help but imagine that the two were related. But I definitely know, I understand the, not being able to catch your breath is something very terrible to deal with. That is from sleep apnea. Yeah, that does a lot of long-term damage. That's one of those things I probably need to have looked at too. Are they gonna have you do a sleep study then? Did two of them fail amazingly? Okay, so then they've at least got a plan to work that out. That's good. I mean, that's progress. Getting a diagnosis and getting an understanding behind things like that's really important. I mean, that's obviously the biggest step in getting back to well. I mean, I've always assumed that I wouldn't be able to handle the mask very well, but obviously you don't get a choice at a certain point. You know, it's either you know, do the thing and help yourself get better, or you fight against it and not. There's an implant now. That's interesting. That makes me curious too. Do you have the implant 50? No, it's no problem at all, Mega. It's gonna be in ads in 50 seconds anyways. Yeah, I think I've heard of the shot. That's exactly right. It's chat. That's what chat is for. Not everything has to be directed at the streamer. And you'll see, like, I'll try to, you know, like, not call out anything that looks, you know, like, too, like, interconnected to each other or whatever. Shush while the ads are on. We're just warping. Inspire Sleep. That website actually sounds familiar. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably the next thing that the doctor wants to investigate with me. Because it's kind of the same thing. I had been going through... They put me on cholesterol medicine because my good cholesterol was a little too low. My bad cholesterol was perfectly in balance, but they needed to boost the good cholesterol, so they put me on cholesterol pills. And yeah, the blood pressure needed just a little bit of work too, so they had to find the right combination of pills for that. And yeah, I think we got that set back in the end of April. And that's all been holding really nice and steady. Yeah, 50 said that it was this inspiresleep.com. It'd be interesting to see the like acceptance rates of insurance and stuff or something like that. All right. We got all of our miners clear the veil. I need to go through my freaking officer presets, because what I have right now is just not sufficient. It's not sufficient. The 25 I have all 25 spots used up, but they're not all necessary. And I just need to go through maybe on Saturday, if incursions is a dud, I'll go through all of my officer presets and get these all cleaned up and purge out the really old stuff that doesn't matter anymore. Combine a couple of these things, get them optimized a little bit. I didn't realize that there was like a hard limit on the number of officer presets that you could have. At least I think that 28 is the limit there. I might be wrong. I did the thing again. Ooh, we failed. No, I need cargo capacity. I don't have anybody here that has cargo capacity. Mining speed? Festo's mining speed. That's what I was going for. I had warp range or warp speed. I put the warp speed officers on. So I'm putting this on the Aphelion. I was trying to remember what the combination of crews that I had was. I'd like to use this as a preset just because there's something that I'll swap to on a fairly regular basis. It's got a little bit of a different requirement than like a normal mining setup does. That failed in Deep Blood Red. You killed them. That shouldn't be blurry. It looks like things are stable. I mean, sometimes Twitch makes the determination to put you down to like 360p. I have that happen on an occasional basis. Commander of the Rapid Express. He's just an outlier, no one in the Federation or the Klingon. Now it's fine? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see any network drops or anything on my side. It doesn't mean anything, to be honest. Bye-bye. Shinier.
Hey, boy.
Go fuck yourself, Guppy.
All right, see.
Hey, D-Will. I need to make that just automatic. Cotton Whale has his own data center that does all his stream lifting, probably at 16K 1 mil bit rate. Dude, that would be pretty epic. Twitch would have me cut off so fucking fast. You know they can't handle that. Hey Dustin, how's it going today? Klingon faction is asking for G5 materials when I have no ships able to mine G5. And I cannot refine G5 yet too. That's actually pretty good if you're making the faction move along that quick. Like, you're doing really good with your reputation then. But you don't have any ships that are unable to mine G5. You might have issues reaching it. You could potentially get by in territory if your alliance has a system that has G5 mines. Otherwise, there are some token systems and some other systems in Voyager space that may be accessible. So like there's the token systems in Jem'Hadar space. Gotta duck out for a bit. Well, eventually you'll need more ships, yes. But like these 55 systems behind these tokens, like those ones have G5 in them. In Voyager space, there's G5 in... I gotta remember exactly where it is. These 50 level systems here. And... there's one more spot. Isn't there? There's one more spot. Here. This 51 system. That might be the easiest one to access. Called Neckin. Hi, Scottish Staz. How it's going tonight? I thought you would push the 73 button. No, 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 no. That button's big and scary. No, I don't think... actually, the button's not big and scary. 73 is just full of grief and despair. I haven't even actually done any of the actual 72 buildings yet. Like, I haven't even started Academy. I'm working the, I'm working through... I want to get all my efficiencies maxed up before I kick into it. Take a teaspoonful of cement and harden the fuck up. No, I'm gonna go James Bond on this thing entirely. I'm not gonna attempt any of this stuff until I have all the efficiencies that I can get done for the 7-star. Because there's just a lot of it that's required. And it started off, I don't even know what I'm at, 16% efficiencies already. But like, it's adding up pretty fast. And then it'll be a little bit more because of the faction rep too. I don't know if it's... is it Prestige 2 for this 73 ship? Yeah. I mean, that'll be the biggest driver. Once I get the rep up towards Prestige 2, that'll probably be about the time that I decide to swipe the credit card and start going. At least I can collect Nova mining ship blueprints, but it's competing with the Coronar. Well, you can kind of start earning them from combat too, because it's not that uncommon once you get it to start fighting hostiles above like 53. I want to say 53 is kind of like the starting point for that. You can grind them out pretty decently. But definitely make sure that you're doing your good portion in the Voyager loop where you're getting those the Borg sphere summons or whatever, where you get all the extra faction credits. Only have like 2 of the Ops 40 through 49 specialized ships. Yeah, but you're getting close for a couple of the other ones too. That's definitely one of those things that they still need to focus on, is getting those blueprints in people's hands. I don't think the actual length of like part sourcing through the loop at the normal pace is necessarily really bad. I just think that the blueprints need to be significantly available, because it's kind of stupid that they're trying to get you to push along, but then they want you to take that 100 days to go collect the blueprints to do the ship. And that's time that's very unnecessary. Like, I understand that that's part of their monetization strategy at launch, and that's fine, whatever. But, once it's past launch and, it's content that's semi-retired, they don't have to try to have that behind any kind of a monetization wall like that. That's extremely unnecessary. Very far away from the NX-01 and the Monavine. Relativity relevant and the Reliant. The Reliant, I'm not really a fan with the way that the Reliant sources in the game. Because like my level 29 account is able to build it, but the loop is way hard to do at 28. Like it's a grindy loop to get bought into. But that's also newer content, because that's only a year old now. Versus some of those other ships that you're talking about, those are 2 or 3. An XO1 might even be getting close to 4 years old now. Hi, Corey, and welcome in. The Reliant is an excellent demonstration that they're bad at designing content that spans that many ops grades. Yeah, they definitely are. And I haven't really put much effort into trying it yet, because, 29, I'm still working on... I just got the Vidar unlocked, and I'm trying to work towards getting... I still haven't even unlocked the Stella. That's due to laziness, though. That's definitely a laziness issue. It's one of those things. I thought about advancing that account up to, what is it, 40 or whatever, that you could start getting the Kirshara. Because that's all that I really want with that account. Like, if I had Kirshara, I think I would do a lot more with it. Why did I start another account? The reason I started another account, because I had people coming in here like Dustin that were just starting in the game for the first time. And, were always kind of asking me some of these questions about, like, how to kind of get started in getting some of these ships and stuff. And I didn't have a good answer for them. So, like, I was trying to push towards, like, other creators like Chad and Mufasa that, are working on coming up and stuff. But, you know, when people are coming in at this time of day, it's hard to point somebody towards Mufasa that's streamed, you know, 12 hours ago. It's not as bad with Chad. Chad is, you know, 4 hours ago, but there's easy answer, uninstall and go enjoy life. Well, once people have already been on the hook, I give them the benefit of the doubt. But if somebody asks me if I would suggest that they play, you know, like, I would usually tell most people, save yourself the trouble. Don't. Which is usually sarcastic. I do thoroughly enjoy this game. And it takes as much... a lot of people say that it takes a lot of time. And it's one of those things where it'll let you spend as much time as you want to in it. Because, like, you don't have to do every single thing every day. Because, like, yesterday, I didn't even do my faction dailies for the 50 hostels. I just really ran out of time to actually get them done. A lot of times I feel like it's more important to do like the arc events and stuff, you know, like things that are much more time limited, because like I'm gonna have all the time in the world to be able to go through and do the these faction events and stuff, but it's a much different thing to look forward and do the you know, the arc events, because I'm only gonna be able to do those for approximately the next 5 days. So I try to emphasize those a little bit, which I'm not doing all of the arc events because I'm not doing duo waves. But again, that's a choice. Once a new account, just put my headset on. I've got a new account. Newer account. I started playing it in beginning of February 2nd, I believe. Welcome in, Woody. Welcome in, AQ. Lost connection. That makes me nervous. When 50 was just talking about the getting the stream getting fuzzy. I love Pixels emotes. No, the new account stuff's been fun and interesting. Like, I've always done that out of curiosity. Like, I'd say every 2 years or so, I've gone through and created a new account just to double check the changes, how the game's evolved. Because especially like when they did like the first major overhaul of the level 1 experience. Lost connection again. Is it the headset or is it the stream? Yeah, the last time was the they had introduced the Origins crew to be the starting level, and then they introduced the next gen crew to be the starting ones. So I had kind of created an account to just see how much difference that had made, because they're kind of bragging about how they changed the new player experience and made it better and stuff. So it's definitely worthwhile to go do it every once in a while. Howdy, Bad Axe. Welcome on in. We're gonna be getting. Do we have some balls fall out? Must have had some marbles fall out. Oh, it's not too bad. That's 6. Oh, it just took a while for the update on there. Okay, Woody's just expired. Thank you for the gold tip, Steven. I think that probably came like a half an hour ago, to be honest. Oh, that's weird. I looked at the... If you don't leave the window open, it doesn't do the actual updating. Is that what happened? That could be. Justin says, I'm tired of being kicked out of the STSC and then being blamed for Scopely for the disconnect. It sounds like there's being some issues going on in the world here. Because I don't know if the random STFC disconnects that like 50 was talking about happening, and maybe some of the stuff that Visa's talking about with the stream might be somewhat related. Like data center issues. Is D-Whale DDoSing my data center? No, but I was just saying, like, that's kind of a weird correlation that there's multiple things that are experiencing outages. My dial-up connection is not strong enough for that. You know, I've kind of wondered about that. Like, at certain points, like, older architecture gets forgotten about. And, I mean, obviously, like, an analog signal like that going into a digital world doesn't really have the same effect. But, like, there are times where older technologies get forgot about and vulnerabilities get left open for them. And, like, it would be crazy if, you know, like, an old computer from, like, the 80s or whatever could just hack into, like, Amazon. Just because they had just never thought of it as an attack vector. Because people that knew about those things are retired and not part of the technology anymore. Or like, even like these, I saw a big vulnerability report come out about Fortinet switches tonight. I was like, oof. Some of that stuff was really interesting. But then it sounded like a lot of that was related to poor setups and stuff that's internet facing. I'm like, yeah, that's the first thing you do is lock that shit down if you halfways even know what you're doing. But I know, like, there's things that happen between deployment and, you know, troubleshooting and stuff that can accidentally get left on. It's bad habit and poor change control to be able to have any of that happen, but anything is a possibility. It's like the infinite diversity, infinite combinations thing. You know, there's millions of devices hooked up, and there's millions of different ways that people approach their management. All right, back to Interstellar Dominance. So we upgraded the Excelsior. Because that was the first ship I was going to use. Let's do Org Sphere. That should be roughly ready for the refinery, for the faction store. Oh, no, that's an hour out. Okay, so we will skip that for now. All right. Next ship is Dauntless. Hi, welcome on in, Chickwick. Alright, Dauntless. This one I'm always excited to be able to upgrade. Because this one's... It's getting like super effective in its loop. It's able to do the 61 aggregations fairly reliably. It does the 61s. The 61s are enough to get the epic banner. Like, I think that's the important part. Is that you can at least start getting that drip out of the ship. And I actually did not do the Excelsior upgrade, did I? Okay, I did. Did I do the challenge refinery? I did not. Okay. I might be able to possibly get another upgrade out of it. I don't know how close any of it was. No. Okay. Same thing with Dauntless. It gets kind of disappointing that some of these ships are so far away from actually being able to tier up again, but leveling up the recon locus must have changed the rare conversions. Yeah, that's weird that it's the only one that got reset though. We'll have to send the Dauntless out and actually do some grinding. Okay, nothing here. Ooh, that came kind of slow. One of those things that it's like scoring lag again. Alright, Reliant and then Squall. Reliant, I don't do a lot of upgrades on, so that should hopefully have some good points available. Oh, that's actually so close to being able to be upgraded. Tiered up. The next one is Squall. That is out mining. We'll set this up for Dauntless. Send this out to go collect some aggregation. That's what I do with this thing most of the time, is try to keep the starts under the cap. And I usually just send it to the 31 space, and then if there's ever an event that needs to have a little bit of hostile grind for it, then I try to make sure I have, you know, like 4 or 5 runs available for that. I wish these things would just reset themselves like automatically like they should. All right, so once the Squall comes back, we can take a run at that. Gotta check the sphere still. I forgot about that already. It needs to be, if it's close to being able to get, yeah, I can tier it up, so I gotta wait until that refinery resets. But we have, or not the refinery, the faction store. But we do have our Maverick tasks to work on. I need to go hit a couple more hostiles. So we'll get that knocked out of the way real quick. And then let's check for what other events are running tonight. We got Athena upgrade. Don't have Athena. Can't do that. InterVarsity. Completed the SMS already with that. Combat simulation. That's Academy drones, so we can go kill Academy drones. Haven't bought an Athena 10 yet. Chip didn't interest me. I don't have any intention of doing duo waves, so I didn't see a purpose in having an Athena. Dimensional Breach is still here, which is weird because it doesn't actually have the accompanying Borg event, so I don't have the incentive to use the cube for it, which I normally would do. Yeah, I think at this point in my game, like, my basis of buying, like, the new ship content is entirely related to my intent of actually doing the loop. A lot of it's tied to the like what my perception is of the value that the loop actually brings too. And I just didn't see any value in the academy loop. Nothing that just attacking drones couldn't get. Because, I mean, I'd argue like the only thing of any real value out of that store right now is, or out of that refinery, is the officer laurels. But again, that requires the drone or the Athena to really engage with. To a certain extent. It requires the duo waves, I guess would be more accurate. But I did find out last night that I may actually be done with the solo wave loop, which I hadn't considered that I technically was. So the might be one of those things where I can replace my, weekly-ish solo wave with a duo wave. But at this point, I don't think it's going to be worthwhile to get the ship. That's one of those things, if they come out with like a half purchase pack, a half ship pack for like $50 or something, I might do it to accelerate it. But yeah, low decks Genesis will be super useful for outposts. Useful, but not necessary. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that she doesn't have use. I definitely will not argue that. I'm just saying that it's not enough reason for me to want to engage with the loop. And it's also one of those things, like, she's not 100% tied into Academy either. Because there is, Cadre and the other one? She's in those stores. If I remember right, at least. I was thinking that she was in at least one of those. If not, then it was the Paragon. I was thinking that they ended up in the Cadre one too, though. I kind of feel like they're grasping at straws for content right now. Well, I mean, one of the things is, like Academy, when they were writing this loop, Academy wasn't really out. And I don't know how much early information they would have gotten. But, like Academy had not been fleshed out yet. So, like, they didn't have a lot to go off of. Yeah, but they didn't know that it was going to be that bad. Because they started making the content last year. Because this would have been in development probably in October, November, December, maybe January. So it wouldn't have really hit the air yet. Do we have the Paragon? There's so many different recruit things right now. It wouldn't have gotten added to Officer Depot. And the Paragon one's not up anymore. I'm 90% sure she was in Paragon, though. Wouldn't have been a better option to make other content until they knew for sure how Academy was received. It's kind of one of those weird things. If it is very well received, like the hype's gonna be really good for it. It's a risk. It's definitely a risk because you're pandering to the unknown. Hi, Asian boy. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. And I don't have any doubts. You know, I don't have any doubt that there's a desire from Paramount to have had an arc tied to the new content. But I also think that it was in Star Trek Fleet Command's best interest to also, you know, work that content with it. So like I was saying, like, if it's the hot new thing and there's a video game that's featuring the hot new thing and that all lands good and together, like, they could actually attract new players into the game. You know, like, if they actually liked Starfleet Academy while Academy is running. But there's also a chance that they could have had players quit because of it, because they didn't like the way that the series came out. I don't know if anybody really had that level of experience with the game and the series. But I know, like, there were a lot of people that were not happy about the series. That's why the series got canceled. But I don't know how much that came into here. Yes, Misa. Did you get a bunch of channel points? You did get a bunch of channel points. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. I still don't know why I picked the longest one. But the thing is, it's a part of the stream now. I can't change it. I don't want to have an uprisal. It gave me a much needed dose of joy today. Still need to figure out a way to get Suno to imitate that somehow. To actually implement that into the song. Because I think there's enough of a pattern there that they could create a really bopping rhythm off of it. And if Sino doesn't do the route itself, I might actually have to go super creative and dive in and do it myself. Because I've got the pro subscription that can get me into their studio that can do some of the fancy things. I just need to extract that audio out of that one time. Exclamation point join to get in on the next dungeon. The repair glitches are so flipping annoying. I thought they were pretty well taken care of like 2 patches ago, but I don't know. The patch before this one, it seems like I might have fixed it a little bit, but the last few days I've been noticing it's been happening more and more often again. It's annoying. Oh, well, that's a new ship right there. What do we call this one? Well, let me switch the ship over to the Vengeance either. I'm afraid to actually move it. That was weird. I haven't seen something like that in a while. Sphere Vengeance. I was trying to think of like like Borg infected Vengeance or something. An extra growth on top of the space herpes. You're gonna make that into your text tone? That's hilarious. What was I gonna? Academy. We're gonna go attack drones. Academy attack drones. I think the 72s were kind of okay this last time. I gotta try to do a max fortification though. It's amazing how far the banners get behind when you've got the Dauntless running. Exclamation point join to get in on the next dungeon. Where the hell is aggregation? There it is. I just missed it by a hair. having that as a text tone would be, I don't know, I would get embarrassed by that one out in public. Like, I was going through, I was looking at alerts from, it must have been Blurp. And let me see. Yeah, it was Blurp. Because that has an option to do channel points on Kick. Oh geez, that was the wrong button. And so I was looking through the rewards. And like one of the first rewards that popped up was like anime girl or something, which seems like very, very normal. Exclamation point join to get into the next dungeon. And I've been baited into clicking on this one multiple times before. No. Oh man, I don't know where it was. But it was like way more aggressive of like, because I'm used to like the little like cutesy anime girl moan sound that's, you know, like just like one. This was like 7 seconds of just moaning like hot and heavy, and I was like, holy shit, that is way more than the vibe that I'm trying to create on my channel. And I've clicked on that like 3 times by accident, thinking that it was just like the little quick blurb. You ever watch Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock? I have seen.
Klingons are good. The Klingons are not evil. The Romulans, they're evil. Romulans are bad.
Romulans are very bad.
Should be dead. If you're gonna kill anyone, it should be the Romulans.
I killed my 50 Romulans. Welcome in, Warzone. Ooh, join for a dungeon duel. Yeah, the new got some new clip variety going on. That's awesome. Like, I always think that's cool when I get a new clip to pop up like that. That was a pretty decent clip too. When Irene Adler gets a hold of Sherlock's phone, she changes her text tone to the sound of a moan. I have that text tone too. I didn't realize that was set in modern times. Maybe I haven't actually seen it. I thought I'd seen the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock Holmes. I thought that was still set in like older England. I know I've at least seen clips. We're gonna snooze these ads. Because we're gonna see if I can attack the 72 Academy drones. I do like me some Benedict Cumberbatch though. Retro, you might beat me. You might beat me. This is a close contest. I need you to miss, like, oh, you didn't miss. You beat me. You beat me. Exclamation point join to get in the next dungeon. I was hoping that you were gonna miss like twice more, because that would have been enough for me to get a couple of good stabs in. It was probably an accidental hit. I've done that a few times now, where trying to do a dungeon and end up doing a duel. Sometimes it's because I don't understand which one's which the first time. I still need to go through and do my gear again. Because I know for a fact that there's a shit ton of that stuff there. So what have I done since the last time that I attempted to hit 72s? I did a little bit more shield research. And then I did, what was it, 2 levels on the academy building? I'm hitting at least twice the hostels right now that I normally do. Oh, I did a max fort, that's right. Or not a max fort, I did a Cerritos boost. I was like, it's making way more of a difference than I thought it would. Yeah, there's definitely times where common gear can be better. I mean, especially if you're trying to chase after, you know, like percentage of survivability or versus like getting chest drops. In like whatever your goal is. All right, we're gonna use a little Cisco boost to get a little health back. Be able to get 1 or 2 more hostiles out of this. Probably just 1. But we were like really, really dead before the Cisco boost. Yeah, it was 1. Still not that bad. Where'd we end up? That was 1040 in one trip. So with 2 tokens, can do a double chest pull on a fairly regular basis. Or just really stretch out the singles. This loop does a really good... I like the way the loop was designed, where there's 2 paths to getting things completed in here. Because I can do a large chunk of the loop with just doing the drones. And then every once in a while, I can go through and do a wave and get those engineering credits. Or no, the not the engineering credits, science credits. No, command credits. Get the command credits and actually get the laurels if I need to. Like I said, I'm almost done with the elite solo waves. So at some point we'll be able to cycle that in. And then I don't think that's 600 command credits. So that's 200 command credits out of 61. 350. So I just have to do 66 training sims to be able to do that. And I'm pretty sure No, I did 66 before. 66 is very easy to do for me. So eventually I'll cycle in doing this once a week or something like that. Do it with somebody in the alliance that wants to do it. It's one of those things that I probably won't ever ask anybody to do it, but I'll probably be like, sure, I'll give you a hand if nobody else wants to. It's kind of the same way with like group waves now. Like, I don't want to do them, but I will do them to help somebody else do it. Exclamation point join to get in on the next dungeon. Alright, so that is... Okay, we're back under the 600 max, so we're under cap for the aggregation stuff. That's the biggest thing. I'm just trying to make sure that a lot of these things that have a daily turn-in, that I'm under whatever the max cap is for them. It generally makes a big difference. We need to repair the track already. I swear I just did that. Where's the repair button? There it is. Elderos's marble ran out of energy. I bet mine's out of energy too. It's been sitting at the same level for it is. I didn't see this morning that mine ran out of energy. What do we have? Normal, bumpy, clean, streamlined, sticky. Exclamation point join to get in on the next dungeon. I need to go. This is another one. The continuum loop. That's another one that I don't keep up with nearly as much as I should. I keep on forgetting that there's decent rare 6-star stuff in here. And there's not bad par steel either. It's good sourcing. It needs to be done more often. I'm just negligent on it. It's one of those things, like on a night like tonight, there's so many ships out and about doing different things. I still need to go do armadas. So it doesn't pay to bring the board cube anymore. So I might as well bring the Crenshaw. Exclamation point join to get on the next dungeon.
Yes.
Oh, let's see. Here, do anything for... Oh, it's gonna do the thing. It doesn't actually let me see it. I can't select the damn officer. There we go. Yeah, he's non-Armada hostiles. The doctor should be everything. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Throw Naga on. When in doubt, throw Naga on. Alright, exclamation point join. Forgot that the Quickie Mart was the dungeon. Let's go see Apu. What was the last one? No, it was the Come and Go. The Come and Go is where Asian boy walked in on those orcs making out or whatever. Didn't Simpsons cancel him years ago? I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched The Simpsons in years. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it was a little edgy on the racism side. But I mean, to be honest, there was a little small gas station over by me that was ran by Indians, and I'd chuckle a little bit every time I'd go in there. Well, they made some good breakfast. They made some good breakfast burritos. Exclamation point, join to get in on the next dungeon. Oh, it feels good to be able to get some of these solos out of the way. I need to do the uncommons more often too. Like, that just needs to be an activity I do at work for like a week straight. Just running solo G6 armadas. Always on the edge of not having uncommon mats, uncommon loot. Can I sneak over there without getting hit? Oh yeah. Maybe. Unless it glitches out weird. Oh, that one's still broken? This Armada's been broken forever. I might actually have to report that one. Exclamation point join to get in the next dungeon. Like, it seemed almost random for a while that it was broken, but it's been at least 3 weeks. Let's go to the dungeon. Where is this one?
What do you wanna be?
This is like underwater.
I wanna be a rock star. And do you know why?
I don't know. It gives me like Coral Reef vibes.
So I can change the world. How will you change the world?
Oh, speaking of like channel point things, let's do some microscape time.
Through music. Two, one, zero.
Get everybody out there doing the thing.
That's not possible. I think you can do it.
Wait, that's the broken one.
You want it badly enough,
All right, let's move on to a different system.
then you can make it happen. If you have enough drive,
Did this one?
you can
No.
change the world.
Yeah. I think so. I can't remember. It's been a while. Exclamation point join to get in on the next dungeon. Got a lot of them.
To the world of Cottontail.
Holy crap, it took 10 seconds for that to actually join the Armada. That's crazy. What was that event store? Ship upgrade token exchange. Interesting. Where does one get a ship upgrade token? Probably not a bad value. $50. It's not what I'm willing to pay, but it's probably not a bad value. Well, that's why I even went in there. I was looking to see if that was the last Armada I needed to do. That is. Exclamation point join to get on the next dungeon. All right. So another fairly quiet event day. We've had what has it been? Probably almost most of this month has been fairly quiet on events. It's been a lot of really redundant things. I got to get a little bit more Academy drones. and then try to upgrade the Squall. And then I think the events are done for the day. Like, very, very underwhelming day in the game once again. Like, this feels... It feels lighter than the days that they would run the, like, just the normal hostile hunt event or something. I don't know. It feels good to be able to get everything done, though. Exclamation point join to get into the dungeon. Like I said, I wasn't able to get everything done yesterday. As a matter of fact, make sure the dailies are collected. Because that's a habit that I have. I'll finish the dailies and not actually collect them. Especially for the challenge track stuff, it really sucks. I've missed out on the challenge track many, many times. Alright, get vengeance out, go back out to Academy Space. This... What ship is this? Which ship is this? There's no way this is the Crenshaw. Okay. I was gonna say, like, I know that I hit the swap ship button. Where are you? We're there. Yeah, we'll do this Academy drone run, and then we'll do a couple quick marble races. I think, unless somebody else is on. Exclamation point join to get in the dungeon. Man, it's like everybody started at 8 o'clock tonight. That's funny. Oh, that flipped to ore. I'm gonna have to do ore mining this week too. I saw that Warzone. Yeah, you just started, and then Darktree just started at like 9 o'clock here. A little bit ago. But I kind of want to do marbles too. I don't actually have to go into the office tomorrow, so I can stay up and play a little bit tonight. Especially since we still have drops going on too. Oh, that warp feels like it got longer. You know, I think that they should have the I think they should have these superhighways available earlier in the arc. Cause like somebody like me that's trying to do the arc and the events, having that extra burden of 3 minutes of warp time is a little bit less incentive to come out here and perform this arc. This loop may be put to bed in 6 days. Because I've really got a very strong suspicion that Officer Laurels are going to have another sourcing point at some point. And I might feel like it's worthwhile to just wait until they introduce that secondary sourcing for them. Because it's rough. So let's see. I need to do 3 hostiles for sure. So I'm going to hit 3 of the training drones. Or 3 of the battleships. And I'm going to experiment and see how bad I get rocked by the interceptors or the explorers. I'm pretty sure one of those pretty much killed me last time that I tried. And I didn't want to warp all the way out here and not get the 3 hostiles that I needed. Okay, that wasn't terrible. That also wasn't terrible. Maybe these are a little more agnostic at this point. I feel like Battleship is easier on the hull. But the Explorers and the Interceptors are not that much worse. I should have counted to see how many I got with the mixed. But either way, that event's finished at least. Extra par steel and ore. Been cutting trees for 10 days to get a pet. What level is my Squall and what level am I mining my Epic Transigen? So my Squall is... Jeez, I don't... Actually, like, I gotta have a ship available to click on. Not that one. 17. My squall's at 17. And when it comes to doing the hostels, I usually just set it in the 62 system. Because I'm mainly just doing the auto grind there because that's just with the way that the loop's been set up this month. You know, it's been hostels level 61 and higher scores and like an alternate scoring. So I've been setting this on the 62 system mainly for the auto grind and to kind of score on those secondary events. If I'm just going for Transigen, then I'm going to be in the 70 system or the 60 system. The 60 system, I think, is what my normal day-to-day mining is in. And I feel like that one resets better. I can't sit on the 70 hostels because I don't crew that ship for PvE combat. I crew it as a miner. Otherwise, I end up taking crews away from my other combat ships because, like, I'll use 2 to 3 different combat ships at a time, and I don't want to try to make a 4th combat crew that doesn't take away from the other 3. Because I'm gonna have the I have a crew for the Reliant, and then I have 2 other grinders that I can switch back and forth. Yeah, and you know, like, these 62s are very, very, very sustainable. Like, I've never really felt like I had any issue with the what is it, the manipulator exchange. Like, I don't even know why I hit the hostels other than for doing the auto grind thing, but that's, I've got 550 million of that. That's 3 months worth of max pulls. Like, it's a crazy amount. But I mean, most of the time I'll trick the hostels and I'll do the mining to keep up with it. And if I'm in the 70 system or the 60 system, I can usually do a double pull every day on the Transigen, the Epic Transigen. But that's, you know, rotating the miner out 5 or 6 times throughout the entirety of the day. That's just been my general perspective of it. You know, I'm treating it more of a miner than I am a PvE ship. No, I will change that up from time to time. Like, if I need to get the canisters or the containment, I will crew this for PvE and set that out overnight and put it in, you know, like one of the lower 60 systems, between the 62 and the 64, 66, something like that. And I will use it to mine that from time to time. Not very often. And I'm only using one squall too. I built the second one that I never really did much upgrades with. I haven't decided if I'm going to actually max this main squall or not yet. Because I'm getting close to done with the artifacts. Like, I don't know if it's... I don't know if it's worth doing more with the loop once they're finished off. Waiting to level up Squall further until I can get the Vengeance. I'm at Op 69, getting closer to Op 70. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because, like, it's very, very, very comfortable in that 60 system. And that's very doable at, like, level 12. I want to say is where I kind of started there. And it doesn't get that much faster in the 70 system versus the 60. Like it's not a real significant difference. It's not game breaking, I'll put it that way. In my opinion, at least. I mean, some people's time might be a little bit more valuable to them, but I have the ability to go in and cycle the miners on a fairly regular basis at work. You know, I can take the 30 seconds it takes to hit recall, and then another 30 seconds to hit send on it. You know, it's my work is flexible enough to allow me that time. All right, track repair underway. But congrats on getting close to Op 70. That's a real cool milestone to hit. And I'll give you the same advice that I give everybody else that's getting in there. Get the timing figured out for the Vengeance is Mine event and make sure that anything that you're putting once you hit 70, that event pops as soon as you get it. Put anything that you can on those events. Start getting those blueprints. Warzone just went to 70 over the weekend. So he got the first... No, he went to 70... I don't know when he went to 70 specifically. He just went to 71 on Tuesday. But, you know, like, same advice was, you know, put all that effort into getting the blueprints for the Vengeance. Like, he got 150 blueprints for it already. Yeah, 70 on the weekend. So on Monday, I think, is when you had that first opportunity for Vengeance is Mine. Yeah, it makes a big difference to be able to save that spend for that. Because, I mean, just going from the operations to the shipyard, there's a lot of materials that get spent in there. And, you know, it doesn't take much to get, you know, like one or two tiers of that Vengeance event, and that's progression. This game rewards you with patience and planning. You get a lot of opportunities to benefit from well-timed things. There's a leaderboard associated with it. Like, if you really have an opportunity to push, patience, just say what it is, hoarding. Well, that's an element of it. But I mean, there's certain things that are worth patience and planning too, because, you know, like, it's not worthwhile to hold back progression necessarily to wait for those events. You know, this Vengeance events happens twice a week. That's not really a hoarding thing, but, you know, spending when those events are active is worth it. But yes, my hoarding is a very horrible thing. I mean, shit, Mufasa, when you started in watching me, like, these buildings here were like in the 50s and 60s, and I had everything to take them to 70. I was just waiting for an event to actually push them, you know, or like an excuse to actually push them. And some of that was saving Sigma speed ups because I didn't have the ambition to go into the Mirror Universe and grind for the 15-hour speed ups every day. So I was trying to make really good use of what I had. And when the Mastery artifacts came out, I saw the Mbenga storybook had the sourcing for those Sigma speed ups. I pursued that. I maxed the fuck out of that as fast as I could. and I haven't had to look at the mirror universe since. I've had every speed up I've needed to do for every building I've wanted to build since I hit the button. I think the only time I ran into needing to lat it was when I sped up 71. But other than that, from mid 69 or late 69 all the way through today.
Retrofury1 just supported me. Retrofury1 just supported me by using code Cottontail86 in Marbles on stream.
Retro getting the backs. Thank you, Retro, for using my code. Yep, most paid part of the game for me was mirror space and how to move around. Yeah. And to be honest, like, it isn't that bad. Like, going into, like, the Terex and the Mirror Romulus, like, that's a fairly short hop compared to where some other spaces are. Because, I mean, it's the entry and then 1, 2, 3, 4 hops. Or no. Entry and then 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 hops. Like, that's not bad. Like, when I started in the Mirror Universe, like, I was doing stuff back in this area, and that's a lot more hops. A lot more time. And so I got sick of it pretty fast. And I just, even with the Dauntless now, I don't send the Dauntless in there because it's still a chore to do the hops. And I guarantee you, if there was a $200 Prime to be able to just click and go, I would probably pay for that. And I think a lot of people probably would too. I hate to throw numbers and ideas out there, but I'm just trying to emphasize the benefit that something like that would actually add. Or even to get, like, something I've suggested before, you know, like, is to have a superhighway that opens up on the backside of Mirror Romulus that connects up to say Fafnir or something like that. To be able to make that into one loop, one jump, even if it's costing the same amount of currency to get into it, I think it would be a good thing. It'd be a very good thing for a quality of life improvement to do. Because I think most of us that spend time in mirror systems in the mirror universe are going to be in these 3 systems, or they're going to be in, you know, like these areas here, which that's not that bad of a jump. It's still not great, but that one's, I don't know, feels a little worse. And it would be really easy to add. It'd be really easy to add. Crap, I had one last thing I was gonna do. Is it the sphere? Are we timed for the sphere yet? It is. I don't think any of the tech upgrade things are going to be tied to the ship tier, but I want to make sure, because I'm going from, I think it's tier 4 to tier 5, and that changes a few things because that adds the next skin. So it's kind of a big-ish update. Book is at level 10. Need to upgrade some artifacts to go to level 12. Yeah, I hit that barrier too. Luckily, I was right at the edge of being able to do that, so I only had to sit there for maybe 2 weeks, I want to say. But yeah, it's a big benefit to have that one done. I like that one a lot. I know Mufasa was going through an account earlier today that I wish I would have been able to catch more of. But I remember one thing that stood out to me was like the eye of Ashara or whatever. Been grinding Romulus for speed ups. I mean, it's the best spot, and it's one of the best spots in the entire galaxy to do it. And you also get that benefit of rep without any downside. That account is so bad. I was catching bits and pieces of it. It also looked like it wasn't that far from being decent. Like, it was some very, very obvious things to fix. At least the little bits that I had seen. And I made it, probably making some assumptions based on what I had seen too. What scares me is the things we are not noticing. Well, I mean, you could do the same thing with my account too, right? Because, like, I actually went through and did a bunch of research over the weekend for the Paragon event, Paragon recruits. I didn't feel like spending 6-star stuff on it at all, so I was doing like any of the research that I had that still had 4-star and 5-star materials to it. I think there was even some that had a 3-star, because like I skipped things that aren't important. Howdy, MJ.
Did I not pull out? There he is.
Okay, Mufasa, hear me out on that one. Rainy Day Fund. I'm going to show you something that's going to make you mad. I'm going to show you something that's going to make you mad. What am I at? Loyalty Pack 4. Loyalty Pack 3. Loyalty Pack 3. Loyalty Pack 7. I got a little bit more out of this one. It's the Rainy Day Fund. Because even going into like the G7, G6 area stuff, like there's good titanium in here, there's okay-ish rare, and there's some decent speed ups. Like when I need them, I need them. That's not a behind thing to me. I don't think that's a behind thing. The ones with the badges. I don't know which ones are the badges. Like these ones. That's still Rainy Day Fund. You don't need the badges till you need the badges. Buy the avatar? I'm not going to buy any stupid avatar. I've actually gotten pissed off and almost filed a customer support ticket because I've accidentally bought these before. You know? Klingon rep is at Prestige 1. No, that's just been doing dailies over the last, 5 months? Prestige 1 isn't too hard to hit with the dailies. Like, it's one of those things, it's kind of like every other time that you've hit, like, rep locks in this game. Like, when you're at that lock and you look at the next lock, it looks like it's a really long ways away. It's really not. Like, a lot of that stuff scales. I think that a lot of it's based on, like, an anticipated time progression more than it is on anything else. Because I can't really show it right now, but I mean, it's... I can a little bit, because I didn't do the one daily. Just for this, the 500 bill lock for the Romulans. So, like, this is giving 46 billion rep on the big faction, or the big hostile event. 23 billion for that one. So, I mean, that's already 89 billion. You add in your ore mining, and there's another 100 billion. So you're 110 billion into the rep just off of doing the dailies. I mean, that's a very significant drip on a daily basis. And then you add in what you can get from the DTI store. And there are also events that reward faction rep credits, basically. And you can turn this in to be able to get stuff. Like, I've got 500 and some odd thousand of these. That's 500 claims. So I have about 1.3 trillion rep ready to drop at some point. So, like, they give you the opportunities. You have to pick one. You can't do all three. It's easier on yourself if you pick one or two. It's not impossible to do three. It's just very, very stagnant. James Bond is another content creator. He does streams on Twitch and YouTube like I do, and he also posts videos. I think on Tuesday as well, he hit Prestige 1 on all three factions. Now, he was like day one G7 player, so it's taken him 7.5 months, but he's been able to accomplish that. Yeah, so he just hit that triple faction Prestige 1 this week. So it's definitely doable. If you watch him, then you understand how he takes his grind. Like, he's in it to do things with maximum efficiency. I don't see it as necessary to do 3. I started with 1. I wanted to make sure that I could get up and get the Aphelion unlocked, just to have that as an opportunity. And then no, it is not a lock. It would be nice if it was a lock, but it is not a lock. So now I'm going back and I'm bringing up Federation. And I started doing that not terribly long ago. I don't really know what the date is that I would have actually started doing it, but it was probably about a month ago. And I'm just past halfway to Prestige 1 with it. And like I said, I can push. I probably have about 1.5 trillion worth of rep between DTI and that other place that I had shown you. So I have about half of what I need to be able to make that final push to get it to Prestige 1. But I don't know if it's worth saving that to do Romulan at some point if I want to. Because it locks again once you get up to the tippy top. I think that was 150 trillion. I want to say it was 150 trillion was the top lock for G6 or G7. But it's also one of those things, but if I get to that point where I have Federation and Klingon locked up there, you know, it's gonna be pretty easy to bring the Romulans up. Because I do make sure that I don't do the Romulan missions. If I'm not chasing their rep, I'm not doing any of their missions. So like when I was putting them to the lock at 500 billion, I went back and did all the G6 ROM missions. It's a huge number. Okay, 450 trillion. It is a huge number, but it's in scale. It's not as out of reach as it sounds. Because like I said, you know, the stuff I'm dealing with on a daily basis, I'm dealing with rep in the hundreds of billions. It's kind of stupid. But I don't know how else there's a better way to actually scale it. It's interesting. I mean, that's kind of the part of the reason that we ended up with the Sigma resources in G6 was, you know, the numbers of stuff was getting out of hand for Steel and Tritanium for the requirements for the buildings and stuff, because I don't remember if it quite got into the billions of resources, but it was definitely in the hundreds of millions. And it was getting to the point where even like our bases were going to start holding septillions, I want to say. Because I don't know what the highest number I've seen for traditional Parsteel was. It's a little Q, like a quintillion. But I don't know if anybody's been able to get past that. You get where I am gonna be the first in the alliance? That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Yeah, a lot of people are at that range right now where they're making that push through high G6 and, you know, pushing to 70, and you know, some are opting to stick around at 70 because you can build that vengeance at 70, and you know, like there's some good reasons to go to 71, but there's some understandable stuff to okay, I'll repair the track. But you know, like there's some really understandable reasons for people to want to hold back and, you know, maximize what they can do with G6 before they make that leap into G7. And I don't fault them for wanting to hold there. I'll say that there's a lot to be missing out on as far as resources go at 71 versus 70, because it's a substantial increase. I think much more than any other generational jump I've seen in the game. And that's the reason that I pushed 71 a little bit earlier than I should have. I think I went to 70 in I don't remember if it must have been November. I think I hit 70 in November because I think it was around Thanksgiving, and then 71 came at the beginning of this year. And I went a little bit earlier than I probably should have. But that was before... I think the first arc of V'ger was here. But it was before they introduced the Orions. So it must have been February when I made the leap to 71. And... the Orions hurt a little bit. The Orions hurt a little bit. Well, I mean, there's a certain point where you can push too high too fast, and you know, finding that balance point or accepting that you're going to be outside of your power range for a limited time. I mean, I subscribed to the James Bond method. I pushed up, you know, like I got to a point where I knew that I could at least kill the hostiles that I needed to kill. I knew it was going to be a pain in the ass, but I also knew that everything was going to accelerate as far as my acquisition. So I was going to be able to get my Crenshaw built up faster at 71 than I'd ever be able to at 70. And I had 2 of the 30-day chests saved up, I think. So I had like a really good jump on it. You know, like if I was anybody that was planning to go to 71 in the next 3 months, I'd probably stop claiming those 7-day and 30-day chests and just wait until 71. It's that big of an increase in the payout of things that it's worth stretching yourself out for just a little bit longer with it. Yeah, the Orion hurt a lot. And I got lucky that I got past the tipping point with them before they nerfed Leslie.
That's right. Baby, it's me.
I'm sure that cut a lot of people the wrong way, but there's ways around it. There's ways around it. Leslie was a very easy way, but he wasn't the only way.
That's right. That's right. One more hit. One more hit. Well, hello there. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I'm Cottontail. You know my name. That's right. That's right. I'm a self-made rabbit in this spaceship.
Yeah, keep claiming the chests. Yeah, it's... I don't know how many you can open at once. I mean, it'd be good to at least have as many as you can open at one time on hand for 71. Because I know there's a cooldown if you open up too many. It lets you open up 2 at a time. But I want to say that there's a I want to say that there's not a cooldown the first, or there's a very short cooldown the first time you do a 2 chest. And then I think it got way longer if you did the second one, maybe. I don't particularly remember though. I know it works kind of weird. But like I've got another account that's at level 29 right now, and I'm not even claiming those chests right now. I don't know when I'm going to actually start. But, you know, like at 29, there's no Carol Marcus in there. There's no Devore blueprints in there. Like there's not a lot of reason to pick them up. So I think once I get to a level where Carol Marcus and the Devore get in there, I'll start pulling some of those loyalty chests, because it's... sometimes it's worthwhile to save those things for better payout later. At sacrifice for today. I mean, that goes to the same thing with the saving things until there's a good time to spend them. Like, that's one of those things where, you know, saving it is hurting your progression today, but it's really helping your progression tomorrow. need to go mine Power Steel again. Oh, it's been so long. That's actually gonna work out kind of well then, because I'll be able to get this load of titanium done tomorrow, and then I'll switch over to doing Power Steel for a couple of days. I've been catching up on 7-star ore, which I'm doing pretty good on that now, because I had ran out completely. It's such a balancing act. See, this is probably irritate me faucet too. I've got all these refits available. All these refits and these specialty beams and stuff. Actually, I might have that one unlocked already. This might be one of those chests where they don't actually leave. I feel like I did that already. But I've done some very random selectiveness on certain things on my account. A lot of it is around cosmetic things too. I kind of hate how the bulk claim makes you go back and claim a second time, and it doesn't always refresh that there is a new claim available. Like, I feel like that one should have... that lagged out or something, because I feel like that should have had enough of those. I'll come back. I've done that a couple of times where I'll come back to it later and be like, oh, I didn't do that one. That's always weird stuff. I never understand how some of that stuff works. You know, I was hoping that Scopely was going to pay out the battle passes today, but they didn't. So we're probably not going to get the battle passes till like Monday. Because I doubt that's going to happen on a Friday. You had to reboot earlier to pull the stuff, to use the stuff you just pulled. Yeah, I got into a point where I actually, like I said, I wasn't aware that it wasn't showing up. So like I was a day behind on the second chest, or the second redemption in these stores. So it worked out, because then if I just let that slide the one day, then the previous nights would claim with tonight's, and it was actually working out quite well. But then I was scrolling through it one day and I realized that I still had a red pip to click, and I clicked the red pip, and then I realized what had happened when I had gone in the next night. So this thing with the battle pass, event card and the season passes, it's very interesting to me. Extremely interesting. Why is there fish? And why is there cat? I feel like there's something familiar about this fish that has an almost Captain Christopher Pike like hair. I don't know about the cat. But the cat hanging there by rope feels weird. The fish isn't as weird. But the cat is weird. And it was kind of interesting too, because like if you look at Tarpy's avatar on like Discord, it's a woman holding a fish. And so the first instinct is the cat is DJ's and the fish is Tarpy. But it's not an orange tabby cat. It's an interesting Easter egg. It's a very interesting Easter egg. And I'm very excited to see on Monday if there's going to be any really strong hints as to what that really means. You're right, Retro. We had promised some marbles. Let's run a couple games of marbles really quick to close out the night. You don't see a cat or... What do you mean you don't see a cat or a fish? Do you see something else there? Is it being interpreted wrong? But I don't know. That looks like a fish to me. You see flowers? Oh, is this one of those blue shirt, pink shirt things? Or whatever the heck it was? Green shirt, pink shirt? Or something? No, black shirt, green shirt? I don't remember what the hell that stupid whole meme thing was. Well, and I don't think that's representing like an actual fish. To me, that seems more like a windsock. You see flowers, like the stuff that's rising up. We're snoozing the ads again. I can see there is something about that to be considered for sure. And like I said, the mouth on this fish is not a fish's mouth. You know, like it's like a windsock. Because it's more like the stuff that you'd see at like an airport for the windsocks. And I don't know about this cat thing. I mean, the eyes are lifeless in it. To me, it's some kind of a stuffed animal of some sort. But it's still interesting. I mean, it's an Easter egg. And I don't recall them doing anything particularly like this before. And I kind of like the concept of it. I'm probably going to spend some more time tomorrow looking around in other areas of the game to see if there are any other additional Easter eggs that have been put in somewhere. Because there's definitely things to be watching out for. Very, very obviously. Let's go big screen. Put it in the general Discord. It'd be interesting if your game actually shows something different. Oh, yours literally does show something different. That is extremely interesting. I mean, it does kind of tie into like some. I've played some Japanese games that, you know, like that would fit into for some of their culture type of items. See if this pulls it up. We'll put this back on. So yeah, that shows cherry blossoms. Or something similar to cherry blossoms, at least. I don't know if it particularly is cherry blossoms specifically or not. But it is very cherry blossom adjacent if it is not. I need to change this scene. Need to add
Cotton, repair your track.
I can't need to repair the track already. Ooh, we got community coins for him drops today. He was just talking about a fish and a cat, but it made no sense to me. I'm really confused. Yeah, mine shows a fish and a cat. Mine is fish and a cat, 100%. So I wonder if that's... What level are you now, Retro? $67. Because Tibbs, at the beginning of his streams... Okay. The Lief has the fish and the cat at 70. Tibbs obviously had the fish and the cat at the beginning of his stream before he hit 71. Really interesting. Alright, let's pick a random map. Let's do game Marbles. Alright, we got ads starting. So we're gonna do exclamation point play. You don't have to join Asian Boy. That's purely optional. We're gonna run a quick ad. And then after the ad is done, we will start the Marbles run. Because I am out of snoozes. Actually, I'm gonna grab a quick bio.
Cottontail, the commander. He's the leader of the fleet. With an armada at his back, he flies across the galaxy to maintain peace, order, and balance. Cottontail travels independently, not aligned with the Federation, the Klingons, or the Romulans, with his AI companion, Maya, the ship's computer. Commander
I still gotta laugh about the Mayas.
brings order and balance to the galaxy.
Let's switch over to the Marbles playlist.
Battle. Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, ads are wrapping up. All right, exclamation point play. That happened to me last night too. Exclamation point play to get in on the race. We got 69 seconds till the balls drop. Oh, we're like around Saturn. Exclamation point join to get in on the next dungeon. All right, 40 seconds to get them in. This is one of my funnest prompts to put in. All right, Warzone's got his ice cream sandwich. Retro's in their little buggy. Asian boy's got the American flag. Misa's got the cute little bee with the little propeller. Oh, it's got a... Oh, that's like a ninja bee. All right, looks like Misa gets out first. Okay, this is Sovereign Snake's track. It's got snaky vibes for the track skin. And it's snaking around. Ooh, D-Camel passing. D-Camel up to first. We're heading. Where are we? In a field of dingles. Where we got Lyaf up to the front position. Made it through the little bamboo forest. D-Camel passing in the little loop-de-loop. Oh, Cottontail, where the fuck did he come from? Cottontail and Scottish Staz up front on this side at least. Stupid funnel, let's go. I've never seen this track before. Ooh, that was almost a laser. That's a bad laser. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. Ooh, well-timed pegging. This is a long track. Hey, it's the Herpy planet. That looks like where the Vengeance got its herpes from. It obviously docked at that planet. Ooh, Asian boy took a shortcut, ended up in front. Asian boy, you fell off of the track, but you did it in a good way. D-Camel's making a little bit more speed. D-Camel's making a little more speed. This is a tight one. It's all gonna come down to who can work their way down the comb faster. D-Camel's making a little bit more quicker progress. Ooh, taking a good route. Taking a good route. Alright, just has to make sure no pegging action happens here. You're just fine. D-Camel got out to a hell of a lead there. Oh, maybe I have played this one. Those things can zap you, maybe. Alright, D-Camel's at the finish line. D-Camel with the victory. You made a really good move. Asian boy in second. Cottontail third. Mufasa in fourth. Boy, we got way ahead of the field going down this one side. Retro coming in fifth. I don't know where the wall of fire is, but it's got to be getting close. Warzone in sixth. Oh, there comes the fire. There comes the fire. Law AF, you're not going to make it. Oh, you got stuck. GG's to D-Well. Do another rando. Alright, exclamation point play to get in on the race. 69 seconds on the clock. Ooh, there's a cannon. What is that? That looks dangerous. Or it could be good, I don't know. Exclamation point play either way. Why does that feel like that's backwards? Oh, Geo. All right, 10 seconds to get in the race. Exclamation point play, last call. Ooh, that's a close up. I have no idea where these balls are going to end up. Okay, they drop down into the funnel. That's real interesting. D-Camo fell out the bottom. Asian boy makes it out first. All right, Asian boy making it down into the next tubes. Okay. Oh, you're gonna roll right in. Oh, not quite. Man, those things freak me out. It's such an unexpected noise. Asian boy still in the lead. Way ahead of the field. Is this turning into a ooh, almost bounced out. Ooh, I don't know if this is good stuff or bad stuff. Ooh, Asian boy getting knocked around. All right, we're making it through, making it through. This is intimidating. This is a crazy track. All right, into the portals. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Just don't get zapped. All right, you made it into the next funnel. There we go. Hit the peg, drop down the hole. All right, you just got to clear these blocks by yourself. Oh, you're getting bounced right over them. Heck yeah, fuck them blocks. You don't need no blocks. Hey, Fire Force, welcome on in. All right, people are up top clearing those blocks. All right, we're gonna have to clear these ones, Asian boy. Oh, that actually worked out really well. Bounce off of that, make it through that hole. There you go, there you go. Don't get hung up on that block. Let's go. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Oh no, don't. Oh. Oh, this is gonna be a tight finish, isn't it? Asian boy in love. Asian boy gets out first. Ooh, Lara got in front. Oh, this needs to level up until we can get out. This needs to level up until we can get out. And then something changes once the number hits a certain level. Misa fell down, died. Cottontail died. Asian boy won. Oh, was it already a win? Oh, I might have just missed it. They give him a follow, Manuk. It didn't occur to me that the turtles were there. I didn't recognize it. Oh, I suppose I'm gonna have to make a turtle emote. I'm gonna have to make a turtle emote. Alright, one more map. I have to make a humping turtle emote. Well, I could probably find one on Etsy, to be honest. Alright, 69 seconds to get in. I guess that same point again, where it's kind of a weird spot for the dungeons. I'll have to rearrange some things, figure out a good spot for them. 40 seconds to get in, exclamation point play. Exclamation point join to get in the next dungeon. Just popped up? Perfect. was gonna say, did I get in on that? We got 10 seconds. Last call.
It's marble time. Marble time.
We'll move that down just a little bit. All right. D-Camel's way behind. Picked a random person to follow. All right. Cotton's up first. Riding the carousel. I like it when these things are tied at least. Ooh, knocked off the track. Retro taking the lead. Oh, Misa taking the lead. Hyped up from the turtle still. There we go. Boost. Not now. Now's the time to boost. Not the time to boost. We're gonna have a lot of people coming out at the same time here, the way it looks. $50 tech out first. Asian boy right behind him. Oh, we got a shark on this map. Ooh, 50 didn't make it over. Asian boy made it into the next loop. Oh, Asian boy missed it. Asian boy's dead. We got La AF. No, Misa made it past. Did Misa just die? Misa died. There was a hole in there. Where's this? Why did that go to nowhere? Alright, 50's gonna be the first one out of the shark's butthole. I have no idea what was going on with that one. Scottish Staz died. D-Camel and 50 are left standing. Is there a way to die at this point, or are we clear? That would have been diabolical if there would have been a crack there. Oh, we got blocks. That's a very tough obstacle on one like this. D-Camel's getting thrusted back. 50's gonna make it. Just gotta ride the train all the way through.
One ball, two ball.
Nothing you can do at this point but wait. You never won before? This will be your first one then. Unless somebody does some shenanigans. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. $50 with the win. D-Whale coming in second. You've won before. You have 2 wins. This is your 3rd win, sir. Maybe not with me. That might be the first with me. Yeah, this is your 3rd win this season. Not necessarily with me. That's just in marbles as a whole as a game. I don't know if you played it at other places. 3 and 20. That's actually, yeah, pretty good rate. That is actually a pretty good rate. $13 out of 210. Ooh. Asia boy, you and me are going about the same. Reasonably close to the same. You're doing a little bit better than I am. You're not doing too bad. 13 out of 210 isn't horrible. $13 out of 419, yeah. 419 races is a pretty good amount. You're getting kind of close to getting a gem run too, Misa. Because if you get to 10,000 points, you get a gem run, which is these first colorful articles. 0 for 31. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, I've had it happen where I've gone 200 races without a win too, though. You know, like it's not fantastic, but it happens. All right, we're gonna call that a night. Let's see, where do we raid? Who's on now? I'm just gonna refresh this. It has a bad habit of not doing things. Go. Ooh, let's see. Loston just came up. I haven't rated him in a hot minute. Feels like it's been a while at least. He's doing Star Trek right now, but it looks like he's gonna be doing Star Citizen later, maybe. Or else he's in the wrong category. We'll have to make fun of him if he's in the wrong category.
F&A, Cotton, F&A.
Hope everybody has a fantastic evening. Hope everybody had a fantastic day. Let's see. Arenas tomorrow. We got incursions on Saturday. I won't be streaming on Sunday, so I will be back on Monday. I'll be back on Monday, probably about 7 Eastern. He's not playing Star Citizen, he's just in the Star Citizen category. I think it's just left over from his last stream. Yeah, I will be live again on Monday around 7 o'clock Eastern. Hope everybody has a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. And I'll catch y'all later on the flip side.
Totally free to play. Totally. All right, so that works. Now.